Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Financial Field, this time for Freestyle. As always, this is part 1 of 2, so we will see 8 trucks here, and then 8 trucks in part 2, since Freestyles tend to be fairly long. Anyway, if you haven't heard the rules, then please stick around for what the rules for Season 2 are. Otherwise, you can skip to the time up on the screen in order to get right into the trucks. So, with that, let's go into a quick explanation on how the rules will work for Season 2. Here we have a CRD chassis to help us demonstrate how the rules are going to work for this season. So, each truck will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to complete the course. Time will start the moment they hit their first obstacle, whether it be a jump, a car, a donut, basically whatever. And each truck will have a 30-second grace period from the start of their run to basically flip over. Because this season, when a truck rolls over, that's it, its run is over. However, if it does manage to roll over within the first 30 seconds of the run, it may be allowed to get itself back onto all 4 tires at the cost of 30 seconds to its run, which would essentially turn a 2-minute 30-second run into a 2-minute run if the truck happens to roll over within the first 30 seconds of the run. Otherwise, Freestyle effectively the same way as it would be in the previous season, except now the trucks can't roll themselves back onto their wheels. So, with that out of the way, let us get on to our very first truck of this event. Up first, we have a truck called Thunder 4x4. Here they are driving by. Looking for their first obstacle to hit. There's supposed to be a bus there. I have no idea what happened to it in the replay, which is what you're watching right now. You're watching a replay of the run that I did. And, yeah, I don't know what happened to the bus. But anyway, Thunder 4x4 seems to be going off fairly good. Gonna go for the backflip ramp early on. Some nice rotation, although over-rotated just a bit, and puts it back onto all 4 tires. Giving us a little bit of a reverse move here. Kind of a sky wheelie, or the sky nose wheelie, probably, is what it is called. Going back around for the invisible bus. Goes right up and over and lands on the other side of that obstacle. Some nice air off the center ramp that's in between the 2 racing lanes. And Thunder 4x4 is going to treat us to some donuts. Rolls the truck over and brings it back on all 4 wheels once again. Looks like he's going for the backflip once again. Right back down on all 4 tires. Much better than the first backflip. Still has some time left on the clock though. He goes back towards more of the obstacles. Goes into a slap wheelie. Up and over one of the mounds. And ends up on the rear. And it looks like he's not going to be able to recover from this one. Almost filled the clock, and that was a pretty good start to Freestyle, I must say. Let's move on to the next trucks we have waiting. Our next truck up is a classic. It is Avenger, this time using the 20th anniversary truck body. Off he goes. into the field, and this time I definitely fixed the bus this time, so now you can see it. Driving right up and over the bus, coming right back down fairly hard, I must say. Gonna give us a bit of a donut here, looks like. Pretty good donuts by Avengers. They come back. Going right up and over that tabletop on the side, putting it in a slap wheelie. Right up and over the bus once again. Into another slap wheelie, right up that ramp. Landing down on the front suspension, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pick it up. Oh, maybe he will. Come on, Avengers, save it. Almost got it. Ooh, not quite. It doesn't look like Avenger was able to save it. Unfortunately, rather short run here for the truck. But we still have some more to go, so let's move on. Up next, we have a truck that was picked by somebody on the Beam Monsters Discord for this event. Here's their username up on the screen right now. It is Earthshaker. Earthshaker, of course, being your racing champion here earlier. So let's see if they can double down and get the freestyle win as well. Gonna go straight for the bus, right up and over, clearing quite a bit of the field with some absolutely massive air to start the run out. Going up on two wheels, rolls it over, and it looks like the support bar helped get him back on all four of those tires. Going up and over the side of the ramp, gets it up on one wheel, and is able to once again save the truck. Going on the back side of the racing lane, getting some nice air off of that. Gives a little tap to the wall. That's not going to stop the run anytime soon. Up into the air once again, some more big airs. He hits the dirt mound over on the other side of the obstacle there. Gets a little bit of a wheelie as he heads for the backflip ramp, just slams it right into the shipping container. Doesn't quite get the proper hit off the backflip ramp, but we'll put it back on all four tires anyway. Getting a little bit squirrely after hitting that ramp, tumbling around and getting right into the stands. That's definitely going to put an end to the run here for Earthshaker. And that was a pretty good run, I must say. But, once again, we still have more trucks to go. Up next, we have a truck we've all seen before. It is Override. I believe last time we saw this truck was at a Truck Killer Hot Wheels. Getting the runoff started by going up a little bit of a dirt mound put up in the racing lane. Up into the air. Up the dirt mound onto the tabletop. Override getting some nice air off of the racing ramp. Looks like Truck's trying to come back around. Looks like he's going to try to hit this tabletop that he's driving by. He's going to go for the bus instead. Up he goes. Landing on the back side of the racing lane for a little bit of a slap wheelie there. Going for the backflip ramp now, up into the air, spins it around, and lands it back on all four tires. Putting it in reverse. High up into the air once again, clearing the bus, bumping into the tabletop a little bit. Truck still seems to be fine. Up into the air over the dirt mound, clears the tabletop, puts it in a wheelie, spins the truck around over the bus. Oh, and he loses a wheel too. And it looks like that's gonna land him on his side, and which will lead to an end of the run here for Override. Up next we have King Crunch. King Crunch was raced against Override in racing. He's back. Let's see if he can do better than Override here in Freestyle. Getting started by getting some nice air off the racing ramp, putting into a slap wheelie as well. Right up over the tabletop into a wheelie into one of the dirt mounds. Going after the bus up into the air. Slamming right back down. Hits one of the ramps. Goes up on two wheels and will lay down on the side of the truck. Unfortunate end for King Crunch here. But we still have some more trucks to go in part 1, so let's move on to them. Up next we have your fastest qualifier from the World Finals, BeamNG Drive. Let's see what BeamNG Drive has for us here today in Freestyle. Getting started with a nice sky wheelie off the center ramp there. Some pretty big air as well off of the ramp. Going for the ramp that was in the racing turn here. Going off the tabletop, putting it up on three wheels. Now going for the backflip ramp early on. Spins the truck around. Steering in one of the wheels seems to have broken and the truck rolls it onto its side. Fortunately, that was within the first 30 seconds of the run, so we will flip BeamNG Drive back over. Back on all four tires, BeamNG Drive is ready to start up, and as soon as they start moving, we will restart the clock. Looks like he's testing, make sure everything works once again. Truck has started up. Off they go. The clock has now restarted for BeamNG Drive, and it looks like they lost steering in both the left tires. Just lost the steering, it looks like, as the truck is having some difficulty turning. And it looks like BeamNG Drive's going to drive back into the pits, so an unfortunate end here for BeamNG Drive's freestyle run. Up next, we have SpiderMan. Getting started by jumping over the bus. Flips some of the ramp, spins around, almost does a complete backflip on the ramp. Going for the center ramp now, up into a sky wheelie. Going into the backflip ramp now. Some nice rotation, spins the truck around. And ends up on his side. And another unfortunate end of a run fairly early on. However, we still have one more truck here left for Freestyle in part 1. So let's move on. And finally, for part 1, we have a truck called Just Showin' Off. Made it to the semifinals, so let's see what Just Showin' Off has for us here in Freestyle. Starting off by jumping right up and over the bus. Getting a nice sky wheelie off of that ramp. Going for the ramp with the log in it into another sky wheelie. Right up and over the bus. Bouncing off that ramp. Rolling the truck over. Can he get it back on all 4 tires? Almost. He's almost got it. Never mind. This time definitely inside the stands. Another unfortunate end of a run fairly early on for a truck here. And that will be it for part 1. I'll see you again in part 2.